Hello and welcome to our channel. You've been told milk is the best source of calcium, but what if I told you that's not true? In fact, there are 3 natural foods that give you way more calcium than milk, and I promise, number 3 is something you'll definitely want to try. It's easy, affordable, and powerful for your bones. Please, before we begin, can I ask you for something? Your health matters. And we are here to walk that journey with you. If you'd like more videos that are made with care and backed by science, please subscribe. Your support gives us the motivation to keep going, and we don't take that for granted. So let's start. Food number 1, sesame seeds, a calcium-rich powerhouse for stronger bones. As we age, our bones get weaker. Doctors say, drink more milk. But here's what they rarely tell you: there's a natural food that gives you more calcium than milk without the gas, the bloat, or the sugar. And it's hiding in plain sight. It sounds unbelievable, but it's 100% true. They are one of the most underestimated superfoods sitting quietly in kitchens around the world. These tiny seeds may not look like much, but science tells a different story. A powerful story of bone strength, of nutritional density, of ancient wisdom confirmed by modern research. So let's break it down. First, the numbers. 100 grams of whole milk contains around 113 milligrams of calcium. Now compare that to 100 grams of whole sesame seeds. They give you approximately 975 milligrams of calcium. That's more than 8 times the calcium of milk. But wait, it gets even more interesting. You don't need to eat 100 grams in one sitting. Even 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds, which is about 18 grams, provide 175 milligrams of calcium. That's more than what you'd get from a small glass of milk. And if you're someone who is lactose intolerant, vegan, or just trying to move away from dairy, sesame seeds might be your best friend. But calcium content is only part of the picture. You also want to know, is the calcium in sesame seeds bioavailable? In other words, can your body actually absorb and use it? The answer is yes, but with a twist. Whole sesame seeds have a tough outer shell that contains phytates, which can slightly reduce calcium absorption. But when you roast them, grind them, or make them into tahini, which is sesame seed paste, you significantly increase the amount of calcium your body can absorb. So, it's not just about eating them, it's about how you eat them. Tahini, for example, is one of the most absorbable sources of calcium in the plant kingdom. Just 2 tablespoons of tahini can provide up to 130 to 150 milligrams of highly available calcium. Let's go deeper. Why is calcium important, especially as we age? Calcium is the most abundant mineral in the human body. Almost 99% of it is stored in your bones and teeth. But it's not just for bones. Your body uses calcium every day to help muscles contract, nerves fire, and blood clot properly. If your diet doesn't provide enough, your body starts to pull calcium from your bones, weakening them over time. That's where sesame seeds come in. They're not only rich in calcium, they also contain magnesium, phosphorus, and zinc, all of which work together to maintain bone mineral density and prevent conditions like osteoporosis. In fact, a 2014 study published in the International Journal of Rheumatic Diseases found that sesame seed supplementation helped reduce pain and inflammation in knee osteoarthritis patients. And while the study focused on pain, researchers noted that the mineral profile of sesame, including calcium and magnesium, may support joint and bone structure. It's food that acts like medicine. Simple, natural, proven. Let's talk taste. You don't have to force down handfuls of raw seeds. There are delicious ways to add sesame into your meals. Here are a few. Sprinkle toasted sesame seeds over stir-fried vegetables or brown rice. Add ground sesame to your morning oatmeal. Make or buy tahini and spread it on toast with a drizzle of honey. Stir tahini into salad dressings, dips, or even soups for a creamy, nutty flavor. Add black sesame seeds to smoothies or yogurt bowls for color and crunch. And if you're making bone broth or cooking beans, throw in a spoon of sesame paste to enrich the mineral content. Now let's touch on another important point: absorption enhancement. Pairing sesame seeds with vitamin D-rich foods helps improve calcium uptake. So eating them alongside mushrooms, fortified plant milks, or eggs may give your bones an even bigger boost. Also, vitamin K2 found in fermented foods like natto or aged cheese works hand in hand with calcium to guide it into bones and away from arteries. This kind of synergy is what turns good nutrition into powerful healing. But sesame seeds offer more than just bone health. Let's look at a few bonus benefits. Heart health. Sesame seeds contain lignans and unsaturated fats that can help lower blood pressure and cholesterol. Blood sugar balance. Their high fiber and healthy fat content can help stabilize blood sugar, especially helpful for seniors with diabetes or insulin resistance. Antioxidants. Sesame seeds are rich in sesamin and sesamolan, compounds that protect cells from oxidative stress and may reduce the risk of chronic disease. Hormone support. Lignans in sesame mimic weak estrogens, which may help balance hormones in postmenopausal women. So while most people see these as just a garnish, they're actually a nutritional goldmine. Let's not forget the cultural aspect. For thousands of years, sesame seeds have been treasured in traditional medicine. In Ayurveda, they're used to build strength and nourish tissues. In Chinese medicine, black sesame seeds are believed to replenish liver and kidney energy, which are associated with healthy aging. And modern science is now catching up. A study published in Nutrition Research and Practice in 2016 looked at postmenopausal women. It found that regular sesame consumption had a positive effect on antioxidant status and lipid profiles. That means better blood fats and improved protection from aging-related damage. That's no small thing, especially in your golden years. Now, let's talk safety. Can anyone eat sesame seeds? Generally, yes, but there are a few things to watch out for. First, sesame allergy is one of the top 10 food allergies worldwide. It's rare in seniors, but always read food labels, especially if you're trying tahini for the first time. Second, sesame seeds are calorie dense. While they're healthy, they are high in fat, so stick to about 1 to 2 tablespoons a day if you're watching your weight. And third, if you have a history of kidney stones, check with your doctor. Sesame contains oxalates, which can contribute to stone formation in susceptible people. But for most healthy adults, especially seniors looking to improve bone strength, sesame is a safe, affordable, and natural choice. And here's something you might love to hear: sesame is also good for your skin and hair. Thanks to its vitamin E and zinc content, sesame supports collagen production and protects skin from UV damage. That means your bones aren't the only thing benefiting, your beauty gets a boost too. So what's the takeaway? Sesame seeds are not a sidekick. They are the main event. One of the richest non-dairy sources of calcium on Earth. Rooted in tradition. Proven by science. And ready to nourish you, one spoonful at a time. Tomorrow morning, when you reach for that glass of milk, just pause. And remember that a sprinkle of sesame might be the smarter choice. Your bones, your heart, your joints, your skin, they all thank you. One tiny seed at a time. Food number 2. Chia seeds, the ancient superfood with a modern calcium edge. It's hard to believe that something so tiny could hold such massive nutritional value. But that's exactly what chia seeds do. These little black and white specks have gone from being ancient warrior fuel to modern-day superfoods. And guess what? They contain significantly more calcium than milk. That's right. If you've been depending on milk to meet your calcium needs, chia seeds are about to rewrite everything you thought you knew about bone health. Let's start with the hard data. Like I said earlier, milk contains about 113 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams. But chia seeds contain a whopping 631 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams. That's nearly 6 times as much as milk. And it gets better. They're also loaded with magnesium, phosphorus, and plant-based omega-3s nutrients that support calcium absorption and keep your bones, brain, and heart in sync. So what exactly are chia seeds? Chia comes from the plant Salvia hispanica, native to Mexico and Guatemala. These seeds were a dietary staple for the Aztecs and Mayans, who prized them for energy, strength, and endurance. Chia actually means strength in the ancient Mayan language. And modern science is finally proving those ancient warriors were onto something. Now, let's take a look at why calcium matters, especially for seniors. As we age, our bones naturally lose density. Women, in particular, become more vulnerable to osteopenia and osteoporosis after menopause due to the drop in estrogen levels. Calcium becomes a critical mineral not just for bone density, but also for heart rhythm, muscle contraction, and nerve signaling. If your diet is low in calcium, your body will pull it from your bones to keep your heart and muscles functioning, quietly weakening your skeletal system over time. This is why regularly eating calcium-rich foods like chia seeds is not just smart. It's essential. But here's the real beauty of chia seeds: their absorption potential. Unlike some plant foods that are high in calcium but poor in absorption, chia seeds have relatively low levels of oxalates, which means their calcium is more bioavailable. Oxalates are compounds found in foods like spinach and rhubarb that bind to calcium and block its absorption. But chia doesn't have that issue. So the calcium you eat is the calcium you actually absorb. And that's a big deal. Let's talk about the gel effect. When chia seeds come into contact with water or any liquid, they form a gelatinous outer layer. This mucilage gel is not only good for digestion, it slows down the absorption of sugar, helping to stabilize blood sugar levels. But it also improves hydration and delivers nutrients slowly to your body. This means your calcium release is steady and sustained rather than spiked and wasted. In 2010, a study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that a diet including chia seeds helped improve bone mineral content and density in rats thanks to the combined power of calcium, phosphorus, and omega-3s. Other studies have linked chia consumption with improvements in inflammation markers, blood pressure, and lipid levels. While the direct connection between chia and fracture risk in humans is still under study, the overall picture is clear. Chia supports total body health and strong bones are part of that package. Now let's talk about how to eat them. You can't crunch into chia seeds the same way you would nuts or sesame. They're best eaten when soaked, blended, or added to moist foods. That way, they expand and release their nutrients more effectively. Here are easy and delicious ways to add chia to your daily meals. Stir 1 to 2 tablespoons into almond milk or coconut milk and let it sit overnight for chia pudding. Add to smoothies for texture and extra nutrition. Mix into your morning oatmeal or porridge. Sprinkle over yogurt, salads, or soups just before serving. Add to homemade granola, protein bars, or muffins for a nutrition upgrade. Mix with water and lemon to make a hydrating drink known as chia fresca. Just 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, roughly 28 grams, provide about 180 milligrams of calcium. That's more than a small glass of milk. And unlike milk, chia seeds have no cholesterol, no lactose, and no inflammatory casein proteins. Just pure, plant-based goodness. Let's shift to some hidden benefits. Did you know chia seeds support gut health thanks to their rich fiber content? About 10 grams per 2 tablespoons. They help regulate bowel movements and feed healthy gut bacteria. This is especially helpful for seniors dealing with sluggish digestion or constipation. Also, because chia seeds absorb up to 12 times their weight in water, they help prevent dehydration, which can sneak up on older adults. Think of them as mini water tanks keeping you hydrated from the inside out. Now let's address a common concern: is there such a thing as too many chia seeds? Technically, yes, because of their high fiber and water-absorbing capacity. Eating large amounts too quickly, especially dry, can cause bloating, gas, or even choking in rare cases. That's why it's crucial to start small and always hydrate your chia seeds before eating. 1 tablespoon is a great starting point. And remember to drink water throughout the day to help them move smoothly through your digestive system. There's another bonus for older adults: heart health. Chia seeds are rich in alpha-linolenic acid, a type of plant-based omega-3 fat. A 2012 study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that chia seed supplementation reduced triglycerides and increased levels of HDL, good cholesterol. Why does this matter? Because calcium works in balance with your heart's electrical system. And a food that supports both bone density and cardiovascular health, that's a superfood by any standard. Now, for those who might be on medications, chia seeds are generally safe and do not interact with most prescription drugs. However, if you're on blood pressure medications or blood thinners, consult your doctor. Chia's natural ability to thin the blood slightly could enhance those effects. Better to be cautious and informed. Another unique trait: chia seeds may help with weight management, something many seniors struggle with due to slowing metabolism. Because of their fiber and protein combo, chia seeds increase satiety, or the feeling of fullness. So adding them to your breakfast or mid-morning snack may help reduce mindless snacking later in the day. It's not about eating less, it's about eating smarter. Now, here's something inspiring. Many elderly populations across the world enjoy strong bones well into their 80s and 90s without ever drinking a glass of milk. In Latin America and parts of Asia, where chia, sesame, soy, and leafy greens dominate the plate, people maintain bone health without relying on dairy. This tells us that nature has provided many pathways to strength. And chia seeds are one of the best. Here's a quick tip to get the most from your chia: combine chia with a vitamin D source, like mushrooms, egg yolks, or fortified plant milk. This helps your body absorb calcium more effectively. You can also pair chia with vitamin C-rich fruits like kiwi, strawberries, or citrus to enhance mineral uptake and boost your immune system. It's all about nutrient synergy, one food unlocking the power of another. Let's recap the highlights. No, actually let's not. You've heard enough. You now know that chia seeds are rich in calcium, over 6x more than milk per gram, bioavailable and low in oxalates, high in omega-3s, fiber, magnesium, and phosphorus, excellent for bones, digestion, hydration, and heart health, safe, versatile, and proven by science. So whether you're fighting osteoporosis, dealing with joint pain, or simply looking to stay strong and mobile, don't overlook this tiny seed. It might be small, but when it comes to calcium, it's a giant. 1 spoon. 1 seed. 1 powerful step toward a stronger, healthier you. Every single day. Food number 3. Collard greens, the dark leafy giant of calcium and bone strength. Let us set the record straight. You don't need fancy supplements or imported seeds to get calcium. Sometimes, the answer is growing right in your backyard. Meet collard greens, the humble, hardy leafy green that's quietly outshining milk when it comes to bone-building power. This isn't a trend. This is a tradition backed by generations of wisdom and now confirmed by modern science. So, how does it measure up? Let us go straight to the facts. 1 cup of cooked collard greens contains roughly 268 milligrams of calcium. Compare that to a cup of whole milk, which only gives you around 113 milligrams. That means collard greens deliver over twice the calcium of milk, in a form that's easier to digest, especially for adults over 50. But there's more to collards than just calcium content. They come packed with additional nutrients that turn this ordinary vegetable into a nutritional powerhouse. Let us explore what's inside these deep green leaves. Vitamin K1, crucial for bone metabolism and reducing fracture risk. Vitamin A, helps with immune defense and vision. Vitamin C, enhances calcium absorption and boosts collagen production. Magnesium and phosphorus, support bone structure. Folate and iron, essential for red blood cell formation and oxygen delivery. This isn't just a calcium source. It's a full-service bone support package. And it's local. Affordable. Accessible. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Milk contains calcium, yes. But it also comes with lactose, which many seniors struggle to digest. Plus, certain dairy proteins, especially casein, have been linked to inflammation in sensitive individuals. Meanwhile, collard greens offer their calcium without any of that baggage. And they deliver it with fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory properties. No bloating. No gas. No hidden issues. Just clean, green, calcium-rich food. Let us talk absorption. Bioavailability matters. What good is calcium in your food if your body can't use it? Studies show that the calcium in cooked collard greens is highly bioavailable, in fact, sometimes even better absorbed than dairy-based calcium. Why? Because collard greens are low in oxalates, which are compounds that block calcium absorption in certain leafy greens like spinach or beet greens. So when you eat collards, your body gets to keep more of the calcium you consume. That makes them a top-tier choice for seniors concerned about bone thinning or fractures. A 2004 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition compared calcium absorption rates from vegetables and milk. It found that the calcium from collard greens was absorbed at a rate of 50 to 60%, compared to milk at around 30 to 35%. In plain terms, your body is working smarter, not harder, when you eat greens. Let us pause for a moment. Think about your knees. Your hips. Your spine. All carrying your weight, step after step, year after year. They need support not just from movement, but from minerals. And collard greens provide the bone-building minerals and cofactors needed to keep your frame strong. So how can you add more collard greens into your life without getting bored? Let us talk preparation. Because texture and flavor matter, especially if you're cooking for older adults or those with sensitive palates. Here are a few tried and true ways to prepare collards that are both nutritious and delicious. Sautéed in olive oil with garlic and onions, classic southern style, but lighter and healthier. Simmered in broth with a touch of smoked paprika for depth and flavor. Mixed into scrambled eggs or omelets for a calcium-rich breakfast. Steamed and chopped into soups or stews, they hold their texture well. Lightly stir-fried with ginger and soy sauce for an Asian twist. Blended into smoothies. Yes, you can mask the flavor with fruits like banana and pineapple. Just 1 cooked cup of collards a few times a week can add hundreds of milligrams of calcium to your weekly intake without you even trying. And if you're dealing with dental issues or trouble chewing, collards become tender when cooked, making them easier to enjoy without strain. Let's take this further. There's something collard greens offer that milk does not: vitamin K1. This vitamin plays a direct role in activating osteocalcin, a protein your body needs to bind calcium to bones. Without enough vitamin K1, calcium can end up in the wrong places like soft tissues or arteries instead of your bones. That's a risk you don't want to take. In fact, a study in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research found that higher vitamin K1 intake was associated with a 30% lower risk of hip fracture in older adults. And guess what? Collard greens are one of the top sources of vitamin K1 on the planet. Just 1 cooked cup gives you over 800% of your daily requirement. That's not a typo. It's real. But before you go loading up on greens, one quick caution. If you're on blood-thinning medication like warfarin Coumadin, you'll need to manage your vitamin K intake carefully. It's not about avoiding greens altogether, it's about consistency. Sudden changes in vitamin K levels can interfere with how your medication works. So talk to your doctor before making big changes to your diet. Let's shift to another benefit: detox support. Collard greens belong to the Brassica family, the same family as broccoli, kale, and Brussels sprouts. These vegetables contain glucosinolates, which help activate detoxification enzymes in your liver. That means when you eat collard greens, you're not just feeding your bones. You're cleansing your system, too, and when your liver functions better, your hormones balance more easily, which also affects how your bones retain minerals. It's all connected. Now, here's a tip you won't hear often. When cooking collards, add a splash of lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. The acidity helps break down the fibers, making them more tender. It also helps release the minerals, making the calcium more available for absorption. Flavor meets function. Don't like bitter greens? Try blanching them first before sautéing. Or mix with sweeter vegetables like carrots, onions, or sweet potatoes. The right pairings can transform collards into a comfort food that nourishes you deeply. Active. Let's touch briefly on affordability. Many calcium supplements are expensive. Dairy prices can fluctuate. But collard greens are one of the most cost-effective sources of nutrition per gram. They're available at local markets, can be grown at home, and store well when cooked and frozen. For seniors living on a fixed income, collards are a budget-friendly bone-saving solution. And unlike many supplements, greens offer no risk of overdoing it. Your body knows how to handle food-based nutrition. It absorbs what it needs and discards the rest naturally and safely. So what's the bigger picture? When you make collard greens a regular part of your diet, you're doing more than protecting your bones. You're lowering inflammation. You're supporting heart health. You're fueling your cells with antioxidants. You're strengthening your immune system. And you're taking one more step away from brittle bones and chronic fatigue. Let food be your medicine, and let collard greens be one of your most trusted allies. They're not just for stews and side dishes. They're for strong legs, steady steps, upright posture, and peace of mind. Because when your bones are supported, everything else becomes easier. And it all starts with a single bunch of greens. Boiled, sautéed, blended, or stirred. However you like it, your bones will recognize it. and they will thank you. So you see, milk isn't your only option. And now, you know it? So why not start today? Which of these 3 foods are you adding to your plate this week? Sesame seeds, chia seeds, or collard greens? Drop your answer.